And Abby has responded saying she doesn't want a war with me again, okay? I doesn't want to use this. But she certainly responded like it's suggestive, like she is going to do this again. So by saying things like, she's going to get the police after me, how I drink and drive and I could kill a lot of people, alright? Or stupid shit like that. Or doxing my father out, or whatever. If she wants to play that way, then do it. Do it. Because you'll just show everyone all the more. You'll have no supporters left. I guarantee it. You'll have no supporters left. So I highly suggest you do that. Okay? Let's put this to the test. But I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be as much of interest to you as my cousins that are on the police force for Boston. I'm surprised you wouldn't want them first. Honestly. Or to know who they are. So go ahead, keep playing your fucking games, bitch. Keep playing your fucking games. But you know what? I've said over and over again, I do my own content. I did my last stream. I didn't mention you once in it. But then I heard that you went back. It would have been over. But you had to keep pushing the envelope. You have to keep doing that stuff. So here I am responding to you again. And it will not end. It will not end. Like Reed, yeah, the stalker psycho ass bitch is still mentioning me, and that's all there is to it. She will not know. It doesn't even matter. I don't even have to mention her name. I could just do content she doesn't like, and she'll probably try to dox me out. Even when I'm not mentioning her, she just sees something she doesn't like. I should call the police on that. She'll just stick her nose in. It doesn't matter, you know. And this person's so. I learned a long time ago that you couldn't count on them for anything stable. Like anything that could go forward. They're always going to fuck it up and open their big mouth about something. You know, a personal quarrel she'll turn into content. Even if I'm not mentioning anything to any of you, she would mention it. This person, you can't win with them. You never can, and everyone learns that when they deal with this particular person. And they're going to try to find a way to justify that and paint me as the bad person again. And how condescending. Abby in one breath says that she respects my pronouns, but constantly still refers to me as a he. So again, a very racist, condescending person. You should judge a real racist by where they choose to move and live, as far as I'm concerned. You should judge a true racist by the neighborhood they want to live in. I do that. If it's not multicultural at all, then there's a good chance they're a racist in my eyes. You know, see, I'm for whether people know this or not. People want to call me a racist because I say my experiences and shit. But I'll tell you something right now. I believe in the blending of all of America, so we'll be one people one day, through 2 or 3 generations. We won't have any of this division one day. If I had my way, that's how it would be. All right, Butcher, what's up? Yeah, I just gotta call out this person again. And by the way, Abby, I can make you more jealous if I want. Okay? You say I'm jealous of you. I'm not one bit jealous of you. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Okay? No, actually, no. I'll get to it now, but I'll get to the next thing after. Um, you say you're homeless, you're on the streets, but you still manage to be in $86 hotels, or what, hotels, I believe. 86 to $116 hotels enough times. I haven't done that in 3 months. I've lived right in my truck, sleeping in my truck. You couldn't even do this for 3 months. You can live on the streets a couple days a week, maybe half the week, and then half the week you're in hotels. Either way, you're still not. You know what I mean? You still can afford these hotels, and you're paying as much or more than me when I was. Because I would go, like, if you want to go back to South Carolina where I was, all right, let's just talk about hotels and motels for a minute, okay? When I was in South Carolina, I paid like $44 a night. It was in more of a quote unquote shithole neighborhood or whatever, but I was still there. The floors were dirty, and I kept my room clean or whatever, and stuff like that. And in my time I lived there, that room was cleaner when I left it. But that's neither here nor there. The fact is, back then, that's when I have more money to spend. Okay? Now I'm lucky if I'm supplemented with whatever I get supplemented with now. And no, none of that should matter where I get that from, okay? Well, that was 2021 in Columbia, South Carolina. I was in the hood, kind of. Over there, the walls had holes in them. If you can deal with that kind of thing, you know, it was across from a mall. That mall was once something. It was a half abandoned mall, mostly urban stores with black ownership or Chinese stores were in the mall. The corporate stores have all got driven out of there. That's a rough idea where I was, you know. But it's almost like when I was walking through there, I'm like, this area was once something though. It kind of felt like a complex kind of feel, like maybe there could have been a baseball game or a game going on around there too. You know, there was minor league over there actually. That's where I got my start, and here I am in LA now. I worked my way up pretty damn well. I mean, and I do it my way, and I did it my way all along. You know, just like Frank Sinatra. You know, did it his way, right? I was doing it my way. You know, and that's all there is to it. You know. And Abby tried to write a song about how I'm a copycat. Ha ha ha! How cute! How fucking cute! Yeah, when everyone knows that I stop most of the things around here, and then people copy me, then I do something that resembles that again months later, maybe a year later, and then they forget that I did it first. So they supposedly they forget I do it first, and then they call me a copycat. Hey, ain't that funny how that shit fucking rolls, ain't it? Ain't that funny how that rolls? Hmm. That's a bag that I have. Never mind me. I'm just yeah. So so yeah. So I'm hopped up now from smoking, and now I got a large, I got a nitro coffee I'm finishing right now. Thank you, Cosmic, because it's very true. People do copy from me, yes. Cosmic Copper, Gemini Kitty, Cast Mouse. I have to say, if there's one person who hasn't copycatted me, okay, many of the times, I don't think that I've ever seen Anderson Henderson copy me. I don't think I ever have, honestly. I don't think I have. Or else I would have mentioned that by now. You know, Abby has copied me. Noodles has definitely copied me. Um, and some other people. I can't think of their names. Apparently, it's not important. But Abby's threatening to call the police on me and get the LA police on me now. And, uh, and then look at my father and dox my father on here. And I just literally told her I have two cousins who are cops. I think so, since she's so into cops and talking about how she likes law enforcement, I'm surprised because I mentioned it before, by the way. I'm surprised she's not trying to go after. It's almost like right now. There's no friends with people like that. They're trolls and they're overseas. Okay, quit it. Quit it. I'm not entertaining that. All right. You can go somewhere else with that bullshit. All right. No, this person is in hotels. I'm guessing half the week, which still amounts to what I paid anyway. I mean, the highest I think I've gone for a hotel was I was at Travel Inn, which they're not really the nicest places. And at Omaha, that's when I last was at a hotel. That was like $62 a night. That was like $62 a night over there. So I've never gone up to 86 to 100. No, I didn't think it was worth it anyway. You know. What will I do? It's not gonna where I am. It's not gonna get that bad. I got enough clothes to deal with it. I mean, Christ, you think it's cold here? Like really, really cold? It's temperate most of the year. Yeah, it's like in Norway. I don't know where the hell she is. Well, I'll tell you what. She could still be Susie. She still could be, because anybody can say anything. Don't forget. It's very possible that's Susie still, or someone who knows Susie at the very least. It's funny you remember that, though. So you know who Susie is. You must be Carlos or something. Because you know that kind of stuff. Who else knows who Susie is out here? Shut that off. So yeah. And I've just come to the point that no matter what I say or do, Abby's going to comment on it anyway. Even if I don't mention Abby's name. I mean, the only time I mentioned Abby's name, I think I gave her credit for I don't know what, just like for starting something that other people are doing, maybe. One thing, you know? And then Abby got bent out of shape that I mentioned her name when it wasn't anything bad. And then she'll think of anything to start a fight. It's what she'll do, and she'll analyze every little thing. She would be a good corrupt cop. I'll tell you that right now, a good corrupt kind of cop. But she would blow it because she's got too hot of a temper. They won't put her in there. She's a loose cannon. She won't ever become a cop in this day and age. I'll tell you that. Maybe in the 80s. Not now, though. And plus, I knew this woman who was a cop, actually. And I started to feel sorry for her when she told me she used to be a cop. She became a waitress, actually. But she used to be a cop, apparently. And she realized the cops were bad when she realized they didn't have her back on things. That she thought that they'd have her back, like in a confrontation she had with someone. Maybe, I think she said it was a hood rat or something. And she realized the cops were not there for her, so she became against the cops more. Not as much as Tasha, but still, I think she had some anger. She worked at a cigar bar and she was a waitress. That's how she made ends meet after becoming a cop. And she said how she voted Trump and stuff. You know why she said she voted Trump though? Because women, her reasoning was it was funny to hear her. Even if I disagreed, it was still funny to hear her reason, you know? She said how women say all those things and then some that Donald Trump said about women. It's like women say that shit all the time. You know? So this was a particular person I know who was a cop, um, who became a waitress later. And she just realized the cops weren't really on her side like she thought. So, so cops in America, they're trained to be dummies, pretty much, you know? If you're an independent thinking cop who wants to change things, you can't be on the force. I mean, they'll blacklist you. Because they have their clans too. I saw cops today detaining someone on a step. Like he looked like a person of color. I don't know if he was black, but he was pretty dark, I think. And he was like sitting on the steps, and there were a couple of cars there over him. I can only imagine what he could have done. Probably not much. Probably not much to warrant that. It's just that this one cop probably got paranoid, I'm thinking, and called another one there. Like what happened to me in Las Vegas one time. I got detained in Las Vegas one time. Yes, I did. Just for running through a splash pad. They're real Nazis over there. I'm telling you right now. And it was a Hispanic cop also who wrote the report like he was disgusted, but he tried to save face in front of me to act like he didn't like that part of his job. But he must have. He called back up. He had me stand against it. And this is when I wasn't really live streaming all that much shit happened, you know? So I don't need someone to try to call the police on me. It's already happened when I wasn't live streaming. I get swatted when I wasn't on camera once, you know, when I was at Omaha. I got swatted. And I was off of YouTube 4 days when it happened. I wasn't live or anything. Someone lied and said I was going to shoot up a supermarket. And then they saw a clip of me walking and they said, this is the clip where they said, you said this. I'm like, well, I didn't say that. Trolls are trying to manipulate this whole thing. So they tried to frame me for what? To shoot up a supermarket. They wanted me hurt and arrested. That was very bad and dirty of them, by the way. So, so apparently, it was a Hy-Vee supermarket. They thought I was gonna shoot it up or something. No, they told the cops that I was gonna shoot it up because they knew I had a gun in my car or whatever. Yeah, yeah. That was it right there. I was off camera. I was off YouTube for 4 fucking days. I had some psycho in the Omaha area or something. I don't know how it all started. He called me or I called that number. I don't know. And an argument happened. He said, I could trace where you are. I'm on my way right now. Or something like that. I don't fucking know. There were a couple of crazies out there, too. They're not just like all here, you know? I mean, some guy thought he was going to track me and find me, so I had to go out to the street and wait for him because he said that he was going to track my location and shit. So I went down to the street and waited with my sweatshirt on. I warmed up and I just walked down to the foot of where I was staying and I just waited for him, you know? Because he said he was sure he knew where I was or whatever, so I took that as an immediate threat. I did. And this was somebody else altogether. This was not YouTube. This was over the phone. Someone said they had a tracker and they were going to look for me. I'm hunted. I told someone the other night, last night I briefly talked with someone, briefly. It gave him my phone number and shit. Well, I'll find that out when I get there, all right? I'm not there yet. Hollywood is the last, and so is Santa Monica. They're last on the list. They might be the best fit for LA, but they're last on the list that I plan on going. So I've covered a lot of ground since I've been here, though. You got to admit, I've covered a lot of ground. A lot of ground here. You gotta say, you're up a lot, though. You stay up late, don't you? You're up. I know you are. Well, more often. Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't even mention this bitch. It's only when I found she made another live stream about me I had to friggin' comment on. And she'll flip out when her name's in the title. She'll flip the fuck out. I mean, Karen's on me, and this person's a psycho if you haven't checked them out. I'm not going to drive to Mexico. If I already had problems with Mexicans here already, why am I going to drive to Mexico? Tell me that. Why am I going to go there? Don't you dare suggest that. You know that they'd probably try to kill me over there, actually. If I get in. You take your tacos and shove them up your ass, okay? Do me that favor. Just take whatever tacos you think I should get down there and shove them up your ass. All right? I mean, for real. Yeah, I know, right? Why would I go there for tacos? Everybody loves tacos. I don't get the taco craze. I really don't. If I'm going to a Mexican restaurant, you know what I'll get to see if they're good? I'll get a chimichanga or something. Fuck tacos. I'll get a chimichanga. You know? I can't get too many chimichangas really here. They don't have them out here too much. You notice the chimichangas aren't on the menu that much over here? And if they are, they're like probably $15 or something. If they are. But there was a Mexican place, I swear to God, I didn't even see a chimichanga on the menu. Are they phasing them out? Kind of like they're phasing egg foo young out, maybe, on the Chinese menus? Are they phasing out chimichangas now? Because if I go to a Mexican restaurant, I want to see how good their chimichanga is. That's what I want to see first. Fuck tacos, you know. I mean, Taco Tuesday, $1 each is pretty tempting. If a place is even selling them for $1, not that many are anymore, I don't think. One of them is. A food truck said $1 Taco Tuesday, but I don't go to food trucks, really. I don't go to taco trucks. How do you know all this stuff, for real? Because there's a lot of Sonora Mexicans. So you telling me there are certain Mexicans that do not like chimichangas, that do not serve them? You telling me that? From Chihuahua. So they're from a different tribe of people then, correct? Is that what you're getting at right now? There's certain tribes that don't do chimichangas so much. Well, I like chimichangas, so maybe my values are closer to theirs. Maybe my values aren't close to this Chihuahua, to this, what's it called, the Sonora and whatever. Now, is Sonora loaded with more Machica people? Let me ask you that. Are there more Machica people in Sonora? I'm just taking a wild guess. I guess I'm seeing what sticks here. I don't know. What's that have to do with my Mexican taste, though? That I'm Northeastern. I mean, where I'm from is not even known for Mexican food, really. So, what does liking a chimichanga have to do with being from the Northeast? I mean, I don't. I'm not following you, dude. You have a way of communicating. I can't follow you like that. I can't. Especially late at night, you know. If things is word a certain way, you're gonna have to word them in a way that I can understand them. Right, and where is southern Mexico? Is that Sonoran right there? Is that Sonoran? I don't know my geography down there because I don't have a reason to go down there. This is the furthest I'll probably go. I'm not Mexican, I'm American. I'm Italian American. Okay? Alright. I don't know my geography when it comes to Mexico. I don't. I don't know it at all. I think Mexico City's in the middle of Mexico, if I had to guess. But I know they got 10 million people over there, something like 10 to 13 million people. That's about all I know. And I know that what's it called? Tijuana's near San Diego, but that's about all I know. Okay, what do you think of it? Is it a zoo? Is it a bad place or if I had to guess, probably very high in crime, right? Probably very high. Okay, maybe not that much, but Tijuana probably still is. I'm thinking. Elvis Travels raved about Tijuana. I'll tell you why he did that. Because Elvis Travels presents as a more masculine person. Even if he is gay and has all these other fetishes, he can at least mask that up when he's over there. So he's more able to quote unquote enjoy the culture there, I think, as he says. I don't think someone like me would make out over there, though. Now that I do more research on, he only goes because of the brothels, and like I said, he presents as a more masculine type of person, even if he's got perversions and shit, or he dates transsexual prostitutes, or he's gay. He can, I think, mask it up enough where they won't notice it right away over there. So he probably thinks he's safe in that regard, I guess. So he's able to get by and enjoy. I say quote unquote enjoy the culture because no one ever recommends Tijuana as a place to go. That's the thing. He's the only one that ever has. But he's into brothels and shit. So I guess if you're into that and you can skirt some of the people there, I guess. I'd be deemed a troublemaker, I think, the minute I went to Mexico. I don't think Mexico would like me very much. Do you agree, Karen's old man? I'd be deemed probably the most wanted person down there, probably. Because it seems like they can pinpoint people that aren't really like them. I wouldn't be then, correct? Is that what you're saying no to? I would not be well liked over there, would I? I'd be deemed as a troublemaker pretty damn quick, wouldn't I? El Salvador's. How about Argentina? If we're talking those countries, I thought maybe Argentina would maybe be more me. And most Spanish speaking countries, Peru or Argentina. Yeah, just for stupid things. The cartels would probably come after me for social reasons, wouldn't they? I wouldn't even have to have drugs on me. They'd probably just come after me for social reasons, I'm thinking. Because they get reports about me from other people, probably. So they would act like the cops, too, wouldn't they? It's interesting to know all this. It really is. And are the cops in cahoots with the cartels down there too? They are anti-trans. I see that when they're here, and I'm very quick to tell them that they can go the fuck back to Mexico. I'm very quick to tell those motherfuckers that. I really am. I don't fool around with them. And I'm as liberal as it gets. And I don't fool around with them. So Costa Rica, possibly, yeah. I mean, I've thought of Costa Rica. I'm not gonna go to these places though. It's a moot point. It's a fucking moot point, dude. I don't know why everyone's so quick to tell me where I don't know why. It's not like I'm doing it. I have very little desire. It's only nice to think about things if it pertains to my safety. And California is next to Mexico, and they still have some of that stuff going on over here too. So naturally, you think of what it's like in Mexico because it's here. You know. I thought of a scenario today. Okay, listen to this. I thought of a scenario today. What if Mexico bought the Dixie territory? I think that would benefit the white Confederates more, is what I think. I think you'd have more Confederate flags flying if Mexico owned the South. I really do. Almost like how America bought Mexico, this part of Mexico here, and you still see semblances and you see Mexican flags because America allows them to do that here, more without assimilating in as much kind of thing. I thought about what if Mexico could buy the South? That I think white supremacist types would be they would be flying the Confederate flags more. Is what I think would happen if Mexico bought the South. I thought of this earlier today. Kind of funny. It was just something I thought about. That there wouldn't be as much demonization of that. So if you're a more conservative person in any form, I think that the Mexican social state would probably, at least from a socially conservative standpoint, I think would benefit the people who are getting the monuments, the Confederate monuments taken down at least. I think that Mexicans would fly their flags, but I also think they wouldn't have as much of an issue with the Confederates flying their flags. Well, pretty much anyone who's anti-trans in the South, I think, would click with the anti-trans people from Mexico, is what I think. That's pretty much what I'm going to say. That the anti-trans people that do exist in the South would probably be better alongside the conservative Mexicans. And I thought of this today, that I think that they would have more Dixie flags flying if Mexico bought it. I thought of this today, actually. I get the impression the Mexican women are the ones bossing the men around. I get that impression. But maybe they might be homemakers and they send their husband out to work is what they do. But they control everything in the house. That's the impression I get, that the women control things in the house over there. If anybody does, I think the woman's going to be the boss. I can tell by the way these bitches act toward me that they try to run things in their house. That's what I see. Okay? That they send their husbands out to work and stuff like that. No, they don't. Especially since I'm an American citizen, they need to do that, or else they can't be here. As far as if I had my way, I'd throw them all out. I'd throw all the racist ones out. I absolutely would. How your orange man defined Mexicans? Donald Trump, yeah. Rapists. They're bringing crime. But you want to know something, too? He was more pointing at all the illegal ones. You know that there's ones that became legal by passing the white supremacy questions? And those are the ones that need to go, too. It's not just the ones that come in illegally, no. It's the ones that became legal as well. Just because you become legal, that's not the be all end all. But apparently that's not a popular opinion. It seems like more conservatives accept the fact that they're legal more than anything, regardless. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I like Donald Trump, though. I'm never going to endorse Donald Trump, dude. I just come to my own conclusion. Doesn't mean I'm going to give Donald Trump any credit now. I'm just a free thinker of my own, I guess, of my own spirit. I've said many times I would do very much what people want Bernie Sanders to do. The only thing I would debate on is I don't think I would remove the debt from the student loans that people are complaining about that they have. I don't think I would remove that. Unless we didn't have spending with the military, then maybe I would. But but that's up for debate. If I ran for an office or something, I would think of I'm still revising my policy, you could say. Like it isn't complete yet what I would do. But I literally said, if anyone wanted to run me, I said, I may not know everything yet. I don't have an established policy, but that's what makes this fun. You could suggest things to me. If you're smart enough, you could possibly inform me a little more too. In a sense, maybe it would be maybe a little bit like Designated Survivor in a way. I don't know. Where I wouldn't know everything going in, or I wouldn't even have a complete I'd have a half-written policy maybe, but I wouldn't have the whole thing done or something. I know I'm very undiscovered. And that's my problem is I'm a talent that is undiscovered on here. And I'm trying to get discovered, but YouTube won't push my algorithm up. Probably because I'm around a lot of knuckle draggers, I'm thinking anyway. Like Abby and like Noodles. You know? But I'm still getting better slowly. I mean, I have new supporters in the Ernie Shell community now, so I'm mentioning Abby. Abby's gonna get attention she doesn't want now. Because I got some new supporters from the Ernie Shell community, and I've been talking to them also about her lately. Uh-huh. Mostly women. And if I really wanted to make Abby jealous, I could. I'm about to do so now, because now I'm pumped up, okay, about all this too. Um, there's a girl I'm talking to, right? I'm not going to reveal her identity, of course. Has a southern accent like Abby, but is a more adjusted person. And I never in all my talks with this person had a fight with them. Okay? So I'm capable of that. But when people pop up off the mouth, like she does very quickly, it makes it extremely hard. It makes it extremely hard because they could do that at any given time and they're uncontrollable whatsoever. You can't even be rational with them. I did. Even if it's not going to be forever, I'm at least giving it a shot and I'm seeing what could happen maybe. And I'm pushing it to the max. And if I lost, you know what I'll say? Well, at least I was there. At least I was there is what I'm going to say. At least I was there. You weren't there. At least I was. It's like playing a lottery. Only I chose to play the Los Angeles lottery. I didn't play the Las Vegas lottery. I would have been broke. I'm telling you, I would have been broke out there. But I was living in my truck in 100-degree weather over there day after day. That was very hard. It was tough on my vehicle, too. It was hard. Get Slurpees all the time over there because I had to have them. And that's what I spent the bulk of my food stamp money on, really. To try to stay hydrated out there. I'd like to see Abby try that. But I managed. I may have been suffering in that heavy heat, but I'll tell you what, it didn't kill me. So I can handle the sun. Doesn't mean you can't get uncomfortable. Just because the sun is better for you or the warm weather, it doesn't mean you can't get uncomfortable at all. She likes to throw that at me. You're not the sun god that you think you are. Well, apparently I am because I still survived. I didn't die out there. And my skin didn't get peeled out there. Like yours would have. But sometimes too hot is too hot, even for anybody. I mean, Christ, what am I supposed to do? Be in 115-degree heat and go like, oh, this is comfortable? I don't think anyone would do that. I don't think anyone would friggin' say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody would. You should have your dignity, you came to LA and didn't settle. I didn't. Yeah, Las Vegas is mediocre and Florida is mediocrity. And people settle for them all the time. You're right. In Texas, even to some point, would be mediocre. Depending on where you went, it would be. Maybe not Houston as much. But I'm thinking maybe Dallas. Well, maybe that's still a huge place, though, in its own right, though. I don't know if that's mediocrity as much as Florida, though, or Vegas, or Phoenix. I would say Texas after California. I'd say Texas is the next biggest place. But you want to know something? The movies are not going to Texas. They're going to Georgia. I mean, just apparently not as many Californians are moving into Texas as they say. Or if there are, they must be the conservative ones. Because why isn't the movie industry going to Texas? It's going to Atlanta, but it isn't going to Texas. Why? It might even go to Nashville before it goes to Texas. So, again, what is it with Texas? It's the second biggest population after California. It might even be more. I don't know. You would think the movies would all be going there, but they're not. They're going to Atlanta instead now. Yeah, but they're going to Georgia now, too. That's going to be where they're going to go eventually. It's funny because Georgia might be on my future radar based on people I might be talking to, but also things just seem to be pulling me there. Look, for the future, I'm saying. Look at what I got today. Look at what I found. Tweezers. Listen to this. Tweezers. What's that look like to you right there? 4 tweezers I found. Okay, look at this. 4 tweezers I found today. And what are those? What are those right there? What are those? What are those? A hint. That's a hint right there. Look at that. What are they? Peaches are on the friggin' tweezers right there. So if you want to go by pure suggestion, that says that if I'm going to Atlanta after here, that means I may be destined to make it big out here. That's what that may say right there. Because Georgia is the only second place where the movies are going after LA right now. Maybe that's what it's saying. Do you ever think of that? Maybe that will happen. Maybe it will. And now's my time to make it shine, or to try my best to make it shine. I always talked about doing this when I was young too, but I got discouraged by people who didn't think I could do it. That's right. Well, Atlanta and LA both, yes. But it's not just that. There are production studios going around Atlanta to a place, Peachtree City, actually, is one of those. It's a rich community. It's like, and where Hollywood is now scraping YouTube for talent because they can't get enough, who knows if they'll ever get a new set of young talent again. And then assume I make it. There's no guarantee for anything, but let's just assume that I happen to get lucky and make it, all right? Let's assume, all right? Then my name gets big, okay? And then they're like, who was this hidden talent we never knew about all this time, right? Then they're going to start putting me in the conversation like they put LeBron James in a conversation. What if LeBron James played in the 80s? I hear that going around a lot, right? What if LeBron played in the 80s and 90s? I'm one of those all-time greats that people just never discovered. I truly believe that. I had the talent this whole time. It's just no one discovered me, really. Kind of like that late pick who never really, like, you get drafted late and then people finally see the talent you are almost. Well, you might have even went undrafted. But at any rate, I'm probably not going to do that, okay? Where I am now is probably where I'm going to be for a year. But again, I don't want to give that out, all right? But I found a spot where I'm pretty sure I want to be in for a year right now. And it's not Long Beach, all right? It's not. Although I went to Long Beach today, though. I actually went to Long Beach today, and you know what I got? I got a $10.99 pizza today. A large pizza for $10.99. Long Beach has better prices, okay? When it comes to getting pizza, there are deals there. If you're getting lunch, you're getting pizza or something over there. They're cheaper on pizza prices. I learned. That place I showed you earlier, that Pizza Loca, that's where I get the $5 pizza in Long Beach also. But if you pay like just $3 to $5 more, you could even get a better. You don't even have to pay a lot more either. But last night I went to a place where a slice of pizza was $3, so I wanted to compare that to this, and I'm like, this pizza's better, believe it or not. This pizza here is better where I was able to get the full pizza today. I think that pizza place that I got a slice at last night would be better to get a sandwich at. Honestly, I think they'd have good sandwiches, but the pizza seems like it's a little overrated over there. Like a lot of these Italian themed places and stuff like that, where more white people go, I'd like to say in general, seem to be like the most overrated. Judging by Florida, there was a lot of those places in Florida. Actually, they had New York. They advertised New York style pizzas like their theme. That's. And then they move other places and stuff. Right, I got a better pizza today at a better price. That's what I'm telling you. And it wasn't all New York style pizza themed either. And it was better. It was better. I'm telling you. They do, yes. They do a better job, I think, actually, than the Albanians do. I really think they do, actually. I think they make better pizza here than Albanians made when I was in Florida. Telling you, I think so. And they're cheaper, too. Yes, they do. I'd say it's good, but it tends to be more money. And maybe it's, you're not going to get a pizza deal like what I'm talking about now. Because they want to present, they're too busy trying to present as Italian, is what they're trying to do. Like that New York style, and usually it's an Albanian making it or something. Pretty much when you have a Mexican, all Mexican pizza made place like out here, they'll just say simply Italian pizza. Or they'll say something like that. But they won't like put New York style really on there. I think when they put New York style, I think that's an excuse to jack up the prices, is what it is. It's marketing more than anything, is what I feel. Now, I'll tell you the pizza that I like the best, or one of the best, and you're going to laugh at me, but Chicago. But it's very hard to get, and it's usually expensive. Deep dish Chicago pizzas. I like Chicago pizza more than New York pizza. I actually do. Boston pizza and Chicago pizza are my two top. That's why I liked Godfather's pizza, because it was like a mix between the old Pizza Hut and Chicago deep dish. That's why when I had Godfather's pizza, I liked it. Because it may not be the very best, but it's still pretty damn good. You know what I mean? It still has the old Pizza Hut flavor when it was better, mixed with a little Chicago deep dish also. But it had an overall, like it had a Pizza Hut crust though. Well, it's like that type of a pizza. It's just better. It's like how Pizza Hut used to be when it first came out. Did I tell you all today? I said it in an earlier stream, right? Did I tell you I went into an Indian buffet restaurant to see what their prices were today and stuff? Look, there was a nice guy working behind the counter and stuff. But as I was ready to ask though, and I just went in there or whatever, right, to check it out or whatever today, and and there was this little Indian kid staring at me like for more than 5 seconds, and I'm like, why the hell are you looking at me for? Like, what is there to see over there? And then as he walked away, he was walking more away, but while looking at me while he was walking further away. He didn't say anything. I told you that earlier, right? Yeah, there's activity here, and there's really not activity. It's quiet here. This is quiet. This is considered quiet over where I'm at. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I think they were also like hate stares as well, though. I took it like it was a hate stare. I don't go for hate stares. I don't care what age you are. Hopefully, it wasn't a hate stare, but that's how I took it. But now you have kids doing that. That's what's sickening. Now you have kids doing that to people now. Yeah, but this wasn't even adults. This is a kid. This is a kid. Most time it was an Indian kid. But yet nobody else that was Indian was really staring at me in there, really. This kid was, though. Maybe his household was like that. I don't know, but the kid was. Not even the parents. I didn't even see the parents. When I was in South Carolina, there were black kids that looked at me sometimes, though. I did see that when I was like in Orangeburg, actually. Did I tell you I stopped in Orangeburg, South Carolina? Maybe I even filmed it when I was over there. Maybe I filmed it. But I was in Orangeburg, South Carolina a couple times. And one time, though, I remember like sometimes the black kids would look at me more. Not really the adults, but the kids would. But they weren't really, I wouldn't say they were total hate stares. I think maybe one of them, it was half and half, maybe. Like, didn't know what to do, maybe a little. But I didn't get upset over that, though, really, because I didn't really get the vibe they were staring at me out of total hate, at the same time. Believe it or not, socially, I didn't have as many problems there with it. I really didn't. I got left alone for the most part down there. I didn't get too much of that. I got either just as many out here as over there in the so-called closed-minded South. Yeah, I didn't feel I got as many sometimes. And I went to yard sales with where Southern Bells were too, and they didn't notice it. They were showing me the bracelets and stuff, just as if I was one of them. I didn't get any problems over there. I did not get that many problems in South Carolina. I'm telling you, I didn't. If I did, it was only with creeps lurking on Craigslist. Those were the main problems I got in South Carolina for the most part. The lurk is on the internet because there is hate down there, but it's on the internet more. You know, I had a Klan sympathizer write me, call me a morphodite, and say, South Carolina doesn't, we don't want your kind here in South Carolina. I said to him, hey, I'm at Magnuson Hotel, come and visit me. He'd say that shit to my face. And he did. He just kept ranting. Just generally about it. Like their mind is so fixated on that you even tell them to meet you and they even overlook the invitation. It's kind of funny. He overlooked it totally, just ranted in capital letters about trans. He just continued to do that and didn't even respond to my invite. No, he just kept ranting in capital letters to me in response. Yeah, he didn't even see it, I don't think. So you get those kind of retards hanging around there still. But it was usually on Craigslist if I got more hate or trying to look for rooms, that sort of thing I did get. But not really in person very much, though. I didn't get a lot of shit, believe it or not. Which made it better for me in day-to-day life, but it's just I go on the internet and look and be like, damn, there's so many hateful people that I don't see in real life. Like I don't see them in real life. When I saw it more in real life, I went to the Southwest. That's where I saw this shit more in real life. But over there, it was on the internet more. With those certain people that dwell on the internet over there. That's where I noticed it more. But no, face to face in the South, I really didn't have a lot of problems. I did not have a lot of problems with people. Down there, they seem more focused on if Yankees from up north tell them how to live. They seem like they're more concerned with that kind of thing. But if you're just trying to be yourself and just not give anyone shit or voice your opinion on if you don't like the South, they really don't seem to care in my eyes. In real life, people are more concerned. Yeah, but I'm just telling you how it was in the South, though. Face to face, I didn't really get much of it, okay? I think one time I did have a problem with one black lady, though, who claimed to be a Jesus supporter, like just a Christian or something. And she would continue to try to talk nice to me, even though she was being a bitch kind of thing. So she was trying to be like what those Southern Belles are like, or whatever. But there wasn't even too many of those, to be honest with you. Not enough where I made an alarming issue of it, at least, on my channel. You know, because I wasn't seeing a constant pattern of things, you know. When I was in the hood there, I didn't get bothered, really. In fact, there was one time I was in an all-black living complex. Okay, I was looking at a room to rent. It was in Columbia, South Carolina, right? The guy didn't end up showing up. He said he was stuck in traffic or something. He just kept me waiting over and over. It's like, well, now it's this time. You're late, dude. But I was hanging around the complex, and then there was someone who was doing some kind of an event. It might have been a Bible study event, but it was mostly black people there or whatever. There was a white woman there too who apologized or whatever and said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. I used the wrong pronoun. I'm sorry." And then the black lady, one of the black ladies who was there or something, was like, "We're having a study here if you actually want to sit in on it." I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I don't want to, though. Thanks. I'm just waiting for someone because I got to meet with them about a room and stuff." But no, they invited me to sit in on it. I mean, they were pretty damn cordial, I thought, actually. And I was in like a black housing complex almost, like with mostly older folks, I'd say. Maybe 40s, 50s, but 60s too, you know, like maybe people with handicaps. I don't know. But right up the street were like ratty convenience stores and stuff. So it wasn't where most people would go by any means. And even in those years, I didn't get a lot of problems from people. Hardly ever. You know, hardly ever, actually. That's why I kind of see the Southwest as a place like it's good to go for the weather, depending on where you go, and for the food. But as far as like long term, having to pay rent and work like a full week of work or whatever to pay for it, like the high rents around here, I don't know. Unless I make it real big, maybe. But other than that, I really feel like I would. I had one earlier too, and I don't even seem like I'm that buzzed, right? And I had a St. Ides, a pint can of St. Ides. That stuff's pretty strong. I had one earlier, actually, but it's been a while. I had coffee and shit since then. But and, yeah, I found a St. Ides beer in my travels. I hardly ever see that stuff anywhere. St. Ides malt liquor. Yeah. Where I went, Inglewood. I found that earlier in Inglewood. Maybe you. Yeah, I do. People don't know half the time. I can function, whether people know it or not. I can. I have to drink a lot to get sick, as a rule. Even if I'm buzzed by the end of two, I'm not going to be so inept to function. You know what I'm saying? Like I hold it pretty well. I've gained a tolerance, you could say. I'll tell you something. I used to hate Steel Reserve when I was young. Now I can handle it, actually. I can drink Steel Reserve with very little problem now. But when I was 28, I'd drink a Steel Reserve. I'm like, yuck, this is gross. Because I used to drink more quality beer back then, where you'd drink like less quantity, you know, and you'd have the quality, and it would last you longer and whatever. then I would drink Steel Reserve. Like, yuck. Yuck, this is gross. But I actually grew a taste for Steel Reserve. And St. Ides, I learned I actually like it, but I didn't like it when I was younger, really. St. Ides and Steel were like the two I didn't like when I was younger. But now I like them pretty well. St. Ides kind of has that same kind of flavor that Steel Reserve has, actually. It's got that roasted barley type flavor to it, and then hurricane kind of. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I should just drink Steel Reserve. They'll think I'm a drug addict, huh? It's funny. Last time I had a Steel Reserve, I thought it was pretty refreshing. Actually, I had it. I had one yesterday. I had one yesterday, actually, and I walked the streets with. I had a Steel Reserve yesterday. Yeah, when I was walking. Yeah, you saw that, didn't you? I was walking yesterday, and I don't know if I was on camera or not, but I did get a Steel Reserve. Maybe it was after I turned the camera off, but I did. Yeah, Steel Reserve when it's cold is good. But one thing about Steel, though, is it won't go stale on you. MGD will go stale on you when it gets warmer. Steel Reserve won't really lose its carbonation. That's one thing I do like about it. It's more like high gravity lager, too. Shit, that reminds me. I'm craving a Steel Reserve. That's what's crazy. Now I want to get a Steel Reserve. I know where to go if I want to get one too. I just don't feel like driving there now. It would be a longer walk, but I'm not going to put the camera on it though, you know, for obvious reasons. But Karen's on me, and I think I found a place that I want to stay for a year. I think this is where I will stay for a year, right where I'm at. And I did lightly mention it to you before. Let's just leave it at that. So, yeah. Yeah, I decided that Long Beach would be more a place that I would visit every now and then, maybe once a week, maybe. But Long Beach didn't really have enough parking for me over there. And I don't think I wanted to be in Hawaiian Gardens full time, really. Because I thought about that. There was actually a fitness place, well, a gym over there, right? But I learned that I don't know. I would have to ask if I was going to go there, right? But I would have had to have asked the person at the desk if my gender thing would have been an issue over there, because you never know. Maybe in that neighborhood it would have been. I kind of thought about that a little bit. I might have to go to a calmer town for that to be less of a problem, maybe. Kind of like when I was in Inglewood, Colorado, like around Denver, when I was over there. I found a community outside of Denver where that sort of stuff wouldn't be an issue so much. You could say, but I had a feeling maybe in that neighborhood it might have been, depending. Especially if you're using showers with the girls in there and shit. Maybe with that kind of crowd, maybe it wouldn't have been taken very well, maybe. Funny, even here I've had those thoughts. Here, of all places, I had those thoughts. That someone would complain to the front desk about it, probably, and cause a bunch of shit. So I thought about that, and yeah, if I'm gonna get a fitness center over there or something, it's like, yeah, yeah. At first, I thought it may have been good though to do it, but then I thought about that some, and I'm like, yeah, maybe that was for the better then, that I didn't park there all the time, or whatever. But yeah, I went around there today though, actually. So would you say that was actually a good move then to designate Long Beach as a place to visit and not really to park there full time? Because other than that, I'm looking at Signal Hill otherwise, which I'm not a big fan of Signal Hill, really. You could say. And maybe that area where the fitness center was, it seemed like it might have been accepting, but they just didn't. But they're not at the level yet where they're going to accept a trans person in the women's shower or something. I think that crosses the line for some of them over there. That's just kind of what I thought. Like overall, they might not care, but just if you're using the women's shower, it might be an issue. I thought. But overall, no. But that one thing kind of raised a concern, though, I would say. Not that I know for sure, but it's better to be on the safe side. Burritos to chill again. Don't know where that's at. All right. Hi, Melissa. What's happening? Hello, Melissa. What's up? Maybe it is, but Long Beach is also, too. But maybe they're not at the level yet, though, where a trans person can take a shower in the women's room. Maybe they're not at that phase yet in either of those places. Okay? On the street, maybe it's fine, but for some people, that's like a level of comfort that they're not. That's what I'm saying to you. Especially in a more city atmosphere when it comes to that. Like you could do everything else, but that might be a problem. Know what I mean? Huh. To quote a specific person, who I see has been mentioning my name here and there. What else right now? An hour and 7 in. What else? Yeah, Melissa's cool. She's been on my channel about a couple weeks now, so. So let's give Melissa a shout out here. I get a lot of notifications sometimes. What time is it? 12:27. Not that late, really. I have to think about what I'm going to say next because I'm kind of running out of thoughts. Hey, Karen's old man, have you ever watched Slingshot Warrior? Because he's doing this ridiculous thing lately. I noticed. And he mentioned my name for some odd reason, randomly, in one of his segments. He's one of those types, okay? He'll always refer to you as a man, okay? But yet he'll call you a sissy man. There's never he'll never give you credit for being a female. He'll still designate you as a born male, but he'll never ever think that you're a top male potential person, even if you are, so you cannot win with somebody like that. That's one of the most toxic types of people you could be around, right there. He designates people like me as someone who's weak. Apparently, you don't know me very well. It seems to me like he wants to pick a fight with me, is what it seems like. And I've been watching, I've been listening here and there. Um, Remember back in the day, he used to talk about all these guys who have bravado and all this, how he didn't really like that. But it turns out he really wants to be that person. He wants to be like that Chad kind of individual or whatever. I mean, that's how I see it. Who wants to be like that Chad sort of individual? But he always used to talk years and years ago when I first ran into him on the internet or whatever. He talked about bravado and all this kind of shit. And you give this guy a platform, or if someone enables him to talk, he'll just sink himself. He will. Especially if he's got someone like Noodles backing him. Yeah, he'll definitely sink. I'll tell you that right now. That ain't bound to any success over there. I'll tell you that. It ain't. But I know that guy's weakness too. I know it. Trust me, I know it. And I never really thought he was a nice guy unless you share the same belief system as him. Then he might seem like a nice guy, I guess. But other than that, he's not at all. Since he wants to be back in the race again and he's over here, well, he's going to set himself up to be trolled even more. That's for damn sure. I don't need to say much more on that, really. Nah, I mean? Nah, I mean? Yeah, well, I don't know if you've watched him or not, so that's why I'm bringing it up. If you ever caught him saying or doing anything or whatever. But yeah, I know a lot of people do when they really get to know me or whatever, and they're in here. Jamie Lee, you've always been nice in here. I noticed that. I remember you from before. Is that a new picture you actually put up? I'd like to see a full actually of that. It always interests me to see what my supporters look like. I like to know who I'm looking at. Are you tall or no? I just figured I would ask you, how tall are you exactly? Okay. I want to see if I have pretty good radar here. I just want to see how tall you are. So I have a picture in my mind a little bit. But I want to see if it matches that or not. I don't know. I'll let you know if it's close. Okay. For some reason I thought you might have been a little taller. I don't know. I have more of a thing for tall women, actually. I do. If they're up to my height, It's like a very attractive thing I've noticed. Or if someone comes real close to my height, I always pick it out. 5'5", we're awesome. That's good. That's still good. Hey, I think you're very attractive. Thank you. And you're in the South, right? You don't have to tell me your exact location. You live in the South, though, right? Okay. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere. Thought it was Alabama. I wasn't sure. I know what you're gonna say next. Let me see if that's what you were gonna say. What did you just say? Oh, most of your life. Where did you live in California? Was it around here or was it Northern California? I've been to places like Vacaville before. I've been to Sacramento. Davis. In fact, where I am now, Karen's old man, it's almost like the demographics of Davis, probably. Oh, both of them. So you lived in both sides. What did you notice about California? You notice the people that live there for several years don't really leave their region. You notice that kind of? They don't really leave where they are. Usually they stay there in that one area, usually most of the time. They don't even go to Northern California if they live in Southern California. They don't really even visit up there. They usually stay in one spot.
You staying right here?
What?
You staying right here?
Yeah, why?
Give you a couple dollars, give me a ride.
No, I don't. No, I don't do nothing like that. I cannot have anybody
cool.
sit here.
It's cool, it's cool,
All right.
I'm gonna fight with you. It's cool. I
So
just can't want my bitch to fucking damn bust her shit and she acted stupid and left me here. You know what I mean?
I don't.
That's all.
I don't get in other people's business. This is why I'm over here. This is why I'm away from people. I
I don't
don't.
get dropped off to where I live. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's all right. It's all right.
All right.
It's all right. Do it yourself.
First person who asked me over here, actually. I don't get involved in people's shit. I don't want them coming up to me. I don't like to be bothered. I got my own shit. They do in New York. They stay in their borough. All right. What are you talking about? Everyone has Dahmer fever because you tell me people are being brainwashed by Dahmer. Is that what you're telling me now? That people want to be serial killers because of this new Dahmer thing that's on? It isn't like this is brand new. I mean, this has been common knowledge for a while. He wanted me to give him a ride, and it's obvious my seat, it saves me that I have my friggin' seat full right here next to me. Because it's not meant to drive people around it. I have my own problems. It's made that way for a reason. Okay? So I'm not giving anyone rides or anything. It's not happening. I mean, last time I did that, I drove someone to a metal recycling place or something. When I was in a motel, I drove someone around there or something. And I was getting a little money for it or whatever, you know. The guy was a veteran or something, you know. And I drove him around. It was in Tampa when I was there and stuff. But I'm not giving people rides. And I think someone saw that I was giving him a ride and they wanted me to give them a ride. And I'm like, no, I don't do this. I'm not doing that now. That was just a one-time thing that I did. So no, I'm not doing that now. Even if they were going to pay me to do it, I still didn't want to do it. Yeah. Gotta be a crack guy. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Oh, a crack guy. Oh, I don't know. He looked Latino actually. Or maybe Latin American. I don't know. At least he didn't get too belligerent though. That's good. Because someone might. That's the first time someone came up to me over here. The first time. Hopefully it'll be the last time. Oh. I mean, I'm the type of person where if I'm going to talk to someone like a stranger or something, I like to observe what they're doing and know that it's safe and know that they're doing something. Like, I watch people, you know, I watch what they do, you know, I do all that. And if they say something in passing, well, that's all fine and good, you know, I'll talk to them. But if it's someone random I don't even know and they show up to me, I get very creeped out by that. I get very creeped out by that. Usually. If someone wanted my number last night, I didn't even know. I gave it to them though, and I texted them for a little bit because they weren't threatening to me. They wanted to make conversation. They actually thought I looked good, believe it or not. It turns out it's a bi guy. You know, he happened to be where I was or where I got transported to last night or whatever. You know, because I did get transported to Compton last night, and then I came back here later in the evening. Because there's definitely nowhere I could stay overnight over there. At least that I know. They don't have any real. Unless I want to stay on a side street, there's really nothing there though. Really, I wanted to kind of leave, spend a little time, then go. You know. But yeah, I really don't think Compton's as bad as people make it out, though. I mean, I think it is to a point, but just not as bad as like what people over exaggerate it to be. But it's still not anywhere you want to be late, you know. And I don't think it even has much to do with the fact that you're gonna get attacked. It isn't even that. There's just something else, kind of like you're just like, yeah, what's there to really do here? Past a certain time. It's more like that. It might have been too boring to hang around. Was actually my thought. Or if something does happen, it really wouldn't be, you know, there's really not much to do over there. It's kind of run down and there's not like a lot to do kind of thing. Probably the combination of those. Like, yeah, you're not really threatened around there. Not at all. It's just kind of like one of those places like, yeah, I'll just come here for a little bit, then I'll leave. Like kind of like that. but not like to 100% stay out of for eternity, you know. Just you might want to just go there for a couple hours, then go. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, Central California's bad. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend actually. No. So tell me about this bullshit about Jeffrey Dahmer being on TV now, and now all of a sudden more people want to kill like Jeffrey Dahmer. Tell me about this new development. Because it came out of your mouth. Whoever said that who said that about Jeffrey Dahmer? Van Nuys. Yeah, I was told about Van Nuys. I know. Are you aware that there was a were you aware that Van Nuys, California had a record label years ago called Hopeless Records? I think it still might be based out of there, actually. But are you familiar with Hopeless Records at all, by any means, Jamie Lee? They had the Busted Plug on there. They had somebody else, I forget, but mostly Mustard Plug rings the most bell. I do know them or no? Do you know that record label? Oh, all right. That's so weird. Now that guy disappeared and he's nowhere to be found. Like, why would he end up here? He didn't have a vehicle, supposedly. He showed up quick and then he left, almost like a ghost. I don't see him anywhere walking around anywhere now. It's weird. He's not over there. He's not behind me anywhere or anything. Huh. Totally disappeared. That's why sometimes you gotta wonder, do people actually have a vehicle and they park it somewhere where you don't see them parking? And they may not really be down and out like this. It didn't look like the guy was down and out, really. Looked like he might have actually had more than me, actually. He had a hat on, like a dress hat on. Maybe even a fedora. I don't know. Now he's not even here. Like he disappeared and probably got back in his truck and left. Because, I don't know, I can see someone like that walking really a long way and looking for someone for help. Like, I mean, I don't know. but this guy didn't look homeless. I'm telling you, he didn't look homeless. And now I don't see him roaming anywhere. I don't see him nowhere. I'm thinking he might have just left and then got back in his truck and left, but I wasn't watching anyone really come out here. There was a truck that just drove out of here, too. Do you ever think that there's people out there, they might have places to live, but they go to where people are parking, where they might be homeless, and they try to run hustles on them? People are scummy. I mean, nothing surprises me anymore, you know? Nothing does. But if I was in a better position, I sure as hell would not be roaming parking lots where homeless people are. Let alone ask anything out of them, you know? Usually, if someone initiates the contact, they usually have something up their sleeve. That's what they is one thing that I've learned a while ago. Usually, they have something up their sleeve if they're initiating the first contact. Usually. I saw a car door shut. That wasn't him, though. Actually, someone who stays over here. I've seen him before. Most of the people who stay here overnight and sleep right here, there wasn't one of them that's come up to me. I think this guy was an outsider, and I think he came in here asking whoever he could for something. He doesn't let me. He lives over here, though. The people who live here, they don't bother each other, really. That's what I like about it over here. No one bothers each other. And I literally said that's why I come here, not to be bothered. You know, I got my own problems, dude. Now, over time, if the same people keep coming here and I see that, then that's when trust is gained. That's how I operate, you know? That's how I operate. But I don't see that changing anytime soon. But I'm honestly, though, as far as Abby goes, before I end this stream about Abby, I expect her to even in the situation she's in, she's comfortable enough to make room for this. She always manages to be. Wherever she gets the friggin' money, I have no fucking idea to stay in hotel rooms like this. This person's not fully homeless. Like they're trying to get sympathy, is what they're trying to do. I don't think they're homeless at all. I think they're at hotels probably more nights a week. Now that I think about it, you know. Otherwise, why even bother spending 2 nights on the streets when you got the other 5 in a motel? You know. What's the point? You either do one or the other. That's my take. Because when I go to a hotel, I get used to the idea of living in them, but I don't like spending just 2 nights. I just might as well continue to live in here, is what I figured. That's it. I cleaned myself enough today. I changed my clothes today. I haven't had a formal shower in about a month and a half now. A month and a half I haven't had a shower. I've had to do cleanups, you know. So, because I have to go to the bathroom outside every now and then or whatever. These people can think I'm nasty. But yeah, by the way, Abby, don't chew ice when you're on a fucking live stream. It does make you look like a goddamn pig. You look like a fucking pig, honestly, when you're chewing like that on cam. I was so disgusted when I had to listen to that. I have to turn the volume down. Serious. You are a pig. Totally. But I'm expecting Abby to play dirty, like I always have to do, because she will. I know your mother's name, Abby. It starts with the P. Phyllis. Phyllis. And I only believe in calling people's parents if they're getting bad, you know? But I'm not doing anything. I never do anything. What do I do? Nothing. Nothing at all. Hardly anything. You know? And I'm never going to own up to any wrongs when I know people are worse than me out here. A ton worse than I am. So why am I going to ever admit to anything? I don't have to. Everyone else's dirty actions, when they tell me I'm bad, it speaks for themselves. I don't got to admit shit. Unless I really were a bunch of saints that I would forcibly have to admit, you know. But since everyone's so bad that's judging me and they're worse than me, I ain't gonna apologize for nothing. I'm not doing anything, really. So that's right, Abby. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything at all. Not outside of protocol, anyway. You're doing that, though. Or you're alluding to the fact that you're going to go outside of protocol. And you're going to lose whatever fans you have. Yeah, I know. 13 lurkers. These people, 15 people watching. I wonder who the hell they are. You know? Yeah, you're getting your rocks off, ain't you? You know? You want something to happen. And you ain't going to get the satisfaction. What's going to happen with all that? Just keep watching. Pick your nose, pick your dick, flick your bean, do whatever the fuck you gotta do, I guess. But your problems aren't my problems. To anyone out there who's complaining about me, what I do like next to nothing at all. Dude, the proof's in the pudding. I live life more than I'm on here. I wasn't here hardly yesterday till I turned the camera on today. I was hardly here today either. I mean, Christ, this is like you know. She says that I'm kicking her when she's at her lowest. Well, she's at her lowest trying to take on too much. That's a big mistake right there because you are going to get kicked. When you're an attacker, you're going to get fucking kicked. I don't care if you're on the ground kicking or if you're halfway dead and still kicking someone and picking on them or whatever. Then you're going to complain that I'm picking on someone who's in a tough predicament. It doesn't look like it. You're still staying in hotels. You ain't fooling anybody. You ain't fooling anyone, really. If you're on the streets, it's just like a couple days a week at this point. Again, that defeats the purpose, you know? Why do that even, you know? Just stay in a hotel all week. I mean, you could really be busted out for being the liar that you are, totally. You stay on the street a couple days to try to prove something that you're really down and out. But yet they still see you in a hotel room. They still see your ass in a hotel room. And as far as Harold being my mentor, I'm going to clarify that before I end this stream. The only reason why I said that, you want to say, oh, well, Harold liked me better than you. What does it matter? Harold is put away for a long time. What does it matter? And I said that he was my mentor to oversell the idea. I oversold it. I didn't 100% mean it. But I think that what I did was, I think I took a few of his tactics, and Harold did try to talk to me before on things. Yes, he did. So it's maybe almost halfway true, I'd say. But I oversold that Harold was my mentor. I don't believe he was my 100% mentor. No, not at all. Not by a long shot. I just oversold that to see what people would say. Okay? That was one funny thing that I fucking did. I called Harold my mentor. And people were like, you should think twice about that. People aren't going to think very highly of you now, especially if you see that. I'm like, well, that's the point. I'm like, well, that's kind of the point. You know, I'll let them think what they want. And with Deanna around, it would be funny to see her friggin' reaction to that too. And she was like, oh, Melton said that Harold's his mentor, and that person's fucked up. When Deanna was like going after beautiful, cool Nicole, for Christ's sakes. A disabled person, a black disabled person. So, so yeah, these are the types of people who are, who you do want to make them think certain things, because you're not ever going to be friends with them. Let's face it. So say it and see what sticks, and be like, hey, yeah, they'll believe it. You know, it's just in the name of shock value. That kind of thing right there. So if people think that sort of shit is harmful, you need your head checked. You know, because for content purposes, I hype up all the wrong people for me anyway. I'll get them believing things. Like Deanna automatically was sold on the fact that I believed Harold was my total mentor. When it was maybe only 40% true, maybe. But I sold it like it was 100%, or 90 something percent true. Because when you see someone and you talk to them enough, you'll pick up people's tactics. And Harold was a good video fighter. Okay, I will say that Harold was a good video fighter. There aren't too many out there that are better than him. Okay. So because of that, I used that to oversell the fact that Harold was my mentor. Well, I know he was not really my mentor. He talked to me a few times. That's really the reality of it. I only talked to him like once on the phone for like 20 minutes. And I think another time it was for, I don't think it was on a hangout or something. I had one long phone call with him. If I didn't have that one long phone call with him, I wouldn't have even got the idea to oversell that Harold was my mentor. He was on a burner phone, though, one time talking to me for 25 minutes or more. But if I didn't have that phone call with him, there wouldn't have been no Harold as my mentor talk to even try to oversell, because at least I have the proof that I talked to him for 25, 30 minutes. So I could use that and say I talked to Harold on the phone. He's my mentor. I oversold that, but I really talked to him once on the phone. And maybe I had another hangout, with him or something. I don't know. But for content and to rev some people up, I oversold that. Petty kind of believed it though, actually. It's like, oh, you're gonna say that? Oh, damn, that would be a good idea. Like, yeah, you remember though, he was trying to get in your ear and stuff, and I was kind of getting concerned about that. Anyway, yeah. So about that, to put that to rest. Um, See, I think I said everything I needed. And one more thing, again, I'm talking to someone who sounds kind of like Abby. It has the same type of accent. But only I get along with this person very well, and I never fight with them. Ever. Ever. And this person's even been generous with me, too. So, hey, a potential maybe Mrs. T type, maybe in the future for me. be something nice to think about, wouldn't it? It's someone who wouldn't mind getting a relationship with someone trans, even if they look like lesbians a little bit more, you know? Hey, that would be definitely good, you know? If you get the right person that's so right for you that they can truly overlook that stuff. What Abby should have been, but never could have been, is everything this person is right now, you know? So, I'm not going to give out her identity. No one knows who she is, okay? See, I keep confidentiality of people I care about. I'm not gonna dox their shit out. I'm like you. I'm like you. You know what I mean? They make an issue to me and turn on me, they risk that, yeah. But you, on the other hand, you try to save face just enough so people will feel bad for you. Like you're really living in a hotel more than meets the eye, but you're staying on the street enough so people will be sorry for you. You know, you're gonna get mad at me and bitch at me about that. You're gonna be so proper to want to dox my father. Or whatever. But nothing changes from those facts. Nothing. Nothing at all. You can't say I'm bad when you're a lot worse. So, nobody really can in such a situation. Like I said, I have to be in a room full of monks to probably be the ultimate sinner. Who knows, maybe monks in the past have sinned too, you know? So maybe I am on par with the monk, and that might piss you off, the fact that I might be like a monk in some ways. Yeah, I think I might be like a monk in more ways than you know. A weird kind of monk, though, you know, but I might be. You never know. But watch her last live stream. She had two live streams, okay? 7 Surveying 7 is what you look up. The Legend of Abby and 7 Surveying 7 or something is her name. Is her account. Just type in 7 Surveying 7. If you don't know who this person is, 7, SEVENG, then 7. The account will come up, alright? It doesn't take long to search that. You'll see the 2 latest live streams. I don't know the titles of them, but one of them mentions me. Both of them mention me, I think. Actually, in the title. So do that and get back to me about that, alright? Check her out. Check this stuff out, and you'll see. More than suited up that this person always resorts to hate content and brings on all their problems themselves. You know? Who are the fucking 13 people watching? I'm about to end the stream, you know, raising corn dogs. Hi. Are you new to the channel? I'm just tweezing. People just want to look at this. You lurkers could look at this. How about that? Did you want to lurk and jerk? I'm tweezing. Okay? Look at that. Huh? Yeah, Jamie Lee, this person, you'll be mortified, I think. Just get ready. That's all I'm gonna say. This is like female serial killer shit right here. When you watch her, she's like a serial killer type. She's been that way since before, like this Dahmer movie came out. I'm telling you. There's been rumor that she killed her husband or her guy that she's lived with or whatever. I mean, people would believe it if it happened. I'll tell you. Even if she didn't, it's believable because of how she is, though. So yeah, all right. Good night, Jamie Lee. Yeah, just check that out when you get a chance. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna end this now. Talk to you later. Well, some people are up still over here. Hearing a lot of screeching wheels. You heard that a lot in California, didn't you? A lot of spinouts and shit. Deliberate donuts. I saw tracks one time when I was in the South, but I didn't really see it that much over there. But I did see like the tracks in the parking lot before one time when I was near that mall. I did a short called Motorcycle Sensei. Did you see that? I got something like 900 views. Motorcycle Sensei. Okay. It was like someone who looked like a young John Kreese in the Cobra Kai and Miguel. Okay. But he was like instructing someone on the motorcycle, and he was like talking to them like when he was driving the motorcycle around with somebody or whatever, and instructing them. And I thought it was like a funny thing that I saw. So I'm like, here's someone who looks like he's in the Cobra Kai series, and he's like a sensei instructing this person about a motorcycle. I happened to catch it. That's a funny short that I did. If anyone wants to check that out. I'm still tweezing. That's why I haven't shut it off to all the people lurking and jerking. You can look at this. Huh? Getting enough out of here anyway. I got 4 new ones too. This one will work better if the hair grows out a little bit. But it's kind of dull too. Alright. So until next time. Yeah. I don't think it is. I think the eyebrows are up on it. Yeah, you are. I see what you're saying. Maybe. Hey, send an email if you want. meltonjohn at gmail.com. Send an email at some point. Okay? Use Twism and Twizzlers there. Expensive. I got some good ones today, I think. I got a set of 4 for $5. They have peaches all over them. So you think that's a sign that I could go to Georgia eventually? What do you think, Jamie? Along with a few other things that have been signs about it also. I see the yesterday I saw a Georgia tag when I was driving too. I saw one another time as well over here. And usually I don't see many out of state tags. I'm one of the few. I'm one of the few. But I think I saw 3 Georgia ones. I saw 3 Florida ones at least too. I saw a Florida tag today. So someone must have returned, not like in Florida. I guess people like that do exist. They'll come back to California even after being in Florida. And that person did, I could tell, was not there or left for the hurricane. They were probably here for a little more than that. Maybe they saw it coming a while ago, but all right. Hold quite a bit. Yeah, well, I would have to be in a house if I was going to live there. I'd have to be out of the truck and living somewhere if I was over there. If I'm at that time, that means I would be doing well for myself if I'm at that point, because I would not go to Georgia living in a vehicle. I would not. I came here for that. Okay, I'll just stay here if that's going to be the case and take my chances here because it's on the same coast as my mother. But if something is over there waiting for me, I'll go. But it would have to include shelter of some kind if I'm going to go to Georgia. Or if I'm getting half of my inheritance or something in the future, maybe I could take some of that money and buy a house in Georgia. Then I don't have to worry about the taxes or something. Or I could position myself to get a better rental, maybe. If I'm not going to buy, I'll at least have the money for it, and I won't have to worry about struggling if I pay $1,200 a month or something. It won't be a struggle. But no, I would definitely have to have housing if I was going to move to the South. I could not live in this. I thought I was going to be in here a long time living. That's why I chose California. That's part of why. And then the possibility of Hollywood possibly seeing me, or at least the streamers who are connected to that, at least over here. So I already told you my reason for doing this and everything here, you know. I don't know what else there is to say at this point. 21 lurking and growing. Yeah, I'm gonna shut this off. I'm done, alright? These people, they want to watch me tweeze, apparently. So lurk and jerk. Like a monkey on Prozac, okay? A monkey on Prozac. Be a monkey on Prozac then while you're doing it, huh? How about that? Huh? 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 And then 5 people dropped. 5 people just dropped. I must have scared them. I must have scared them. Hi, having a bubble. I'm about to end this, you know. I'm not going to stay on that much more. About to end it right now. All right, Aaron. How come it took you so long to come in here then? Why do you play games with me? Why do you fucking people play games with me for like this? Why? Doesn't it get old? I mean, for real, you people are like fucking children on here, except for a very small few. Well, I'm going. Nice chat to those who stuck in here with me, and not the ones who just came in here right now. In fact, I don't respect you very much. So with all that being said, I'm tweezing my way till the end of this stream here. Until next time.